This Good Morning Northwest morning spread is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
6:53 on the nose. Let's get you up to speed on your Tuesday here in the morning sprint.
Esther Bauer live this morning at Spokane Refillery with sustainable gift-giving ideas.
Sydney Charles with details on what new information police are looking for in the Moscow murder investigation.
But a winter weather advisory in effect right now. We want to get right to Mark.
All right, good morning, everybody. In our first alert weather, it's the fog, low clouds, and that mist that's freezing to some of those roadways that has us under that winter weather advisory. And we're going to see that continue mainly west and south of us as you head out. Looking at the Doppler radar, picking up again a little light precipitation in around these low clouds. Our high today is going to be 29 degrees, but we will break out of the fog finally about 11 o'clock, but it'll return tonight.
And a call for help from Moscow police again. Detectives are specifically asking for information about what Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were doing the night of the murders. Ethan and Xana are believed to have started their night at the Sigma Chi fraternity house around 9 p.m. and later arrived at the house at 1:45 a.m. But police continue to investigate what occurred during that time frame. It remains unclear when they left the fraternity, what direction they took to get home, and if anything suspicious transpired at that party. And detectives continue to investigate reports of Kaylee having a stalker. Law enforcement identified an incident in which two men were seen inside a Moscow business. These men parted ways and one man followed Kaylee as she entered the business. As Kaylee left the establishment, the man followed her but turned away as she made her way to her car. The man did not appear to make any contact with her.
The Bonner County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding 17-year-old Odessa Harris. She is said to be driving an older blue and gray Chevy pickup pictured here. Odessa is 5'7", 140 pounds with brown eyes and brown hair. She was last seen leaving a residence in Priest River, and with information is asked to call Bonner County Dispatch.
New on Good Morning Northwest. This morning, Spokane City Council voted to pass a fair meal delivery ordinance in order to help local businesses compete on food delivery platforms. The ordinance requires those platforms to offer local restaurants a 15% commission option. The ordinance is modeled after similar legislation in Seattle and Minneapolis.
Today is the nation's final Senate race. Right now, Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker are going head-to-head once more after a midterm dead heat. Though Democrats already hold the Senate majority, both parties are still calling Georgia a must-win. Record-breaking early turnout in Georgia suggests voters are energized. More than 1.8 million voters have already casted their ballots.
As a majority of the U.S. is experiencing high levels of respiratory viruses, certain over-the-counter children's painkillers and fever reducers are becoming harder to find. Drug maker Johnson & Johnson said in a statement it's experiencing high demand and running production sites 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to maximize production capacity. The short supply comes as an urgent call is being made for federal health officials to help strained hospitals deal with the rise in children's respiratory illnesses.
We're live at the Spokane Refillery this morning in downtown Spokane. The shop is all about sustainable options to live a greener life. So you can bring in any size jug, really anything, and you can fill it up with soaps, hand sanitizer, dishwash, things we all need, and then you don't have to throw away that jug. Also a great spot for stocking stuffers. We're talking about these really creative soy candles. They smell amazing. And again, you can bring these in once they burn out and you can fill it up with new fresh wax. These are just some of the options here at the Spokane Refillery. We have more info up on KXLY.com.
A vote that would have established a new protection program for renters and landlords in Spokane was deferred to January. The program would change how landlords do background and credit checks. Supporters say the program would make the rental application easier with a universal background and credit check. Landlords could still use their own checks, but tenants would not have to pay for them.
Catholic Charities Catalyst Housing opened its doors to the public yesterday. City and state leaders hope it's the start to closing down Camp Hope. Governor Inslee was in town for a visit and tour of the facility. He says this is exactly what Washington needs, a step toward ending the homeless crisis. Up to 10 Camp Hope residents will move into private homes by the end of this week. Eventually, Catalyst will be home to 120 people from the camp, including couples.
Well, this week, 4 News Now and the Salvation Army want to make sure no one in our community goes without a gift under the tree. So you can drop off a toy on Friday at any Spokane or Spokane Valley Fred Meyer store, and the Salvation Army will make sure it gets to someone in need. Gifts should not be wrapped. You can even buy them right there in the store if you like. The toy drive is happening from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday. All right, we will have a final check of the weather with Mark Peterson coming up right after the break. Don't go away.